Welcome back to True Tomorrow's listeners, the show that takes a look at the wildest, craziest possibilities the future holds, especially, where technology is concerned.
Absolutely.
I'm Adrian Smith.
And I'm Julia Jones.
And as always, we're here to explore, that thrilling,
Yeah.
sometimes chilling line between science fact and, science fiction.
I think it's safe to say today we might be leaning a little more towards chilling.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This story, it might make you think twice about wishing for certain, technological advancements.
Oh. Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on us.
All right, so imagine a world, okay, where we get snatched up by aliens
Okay.
and forced to become, gladiators.
Gladiators, like in their intergalactic games.
Yeah, you heard right.
Wow.
This story, it throws us right into the arena,
Okay.
known as Bloodstars.
Bloodstars. Brutal.
Oh, it's brutal.
I mean, the irony isn't lost on me, right? A civilization advanced enough for interstellar travel, yet their entertainment is, it's straight out of the Roman Colosseum.
Straight up.
It makes you wonder, if that bloodlust, that, need for domination, if it's just baked into intelligent life, regardless of how, advanced their tech gets.
It's a thought. It's definitely a chilling thought.
It is.
But hey, even in this cosmic nightmare, this story highlights the resilience of the human spirit.
Oh, okay, good. I like that.
Yeah. We meet Lexi, a hacker extraordinaire who, she manages to turn their tech against them.
Nice.
Omar, who somehow builds alliances
Larry.
and finds moments of peace, even in captivity.
Wow.
And then our unnamed narrator, who becomes like a master strategist, figuring out how to survive in this deadly game.
I love it. See, that's what fascinates me about these what-if scenarios.
Yeah.
It's like we get a glimpse into human adaptability under extreme pressure, right?
Right.
And let's be honest, the idea of us outsmarting, a more technologically advanced species, that taps into a primal fear, but also a hope.
Absolutely. But just when you think our heroes might catch a break, things take a dark turn.
Okay.
They're offered a deal.
What kind of deal?
Lead an invasion of Earth in exchange for their freedom.
Oh, wow. Talk about a moral dilemma.
Right. Forced to become either collaborators or martyrs.
That's heavy.
It really highlights how quickly the lines can blur between survival and becoming the very monster you're fighting against.
I don't like where this is going.
And for a moment, the characters are actually tempted.
Can you blame them?
I don't blame them. But then Lexi, being the tech genius she is, cracks the aliens' network.
Oh, good for her.
And uncovers their true motives.
Oh, no. What's the real plan?
Straight up annihilation.
What?
Turns out, conquering Earth wasn't enough.
No.
They wanted to wipe out humanity entirely using a bioweapon.
Oh, my God.
And then use these human gladiators as, like, the face of their oppression.
Oh, so basically puppeteering a genocide. That's dark. And it echoes such a disturbing pattern throughout human history, right? Using propaganda and misinformation to justify atrocities, turning victims into scapegoats. It makes you wonder if we ever truly learn from our past mistakes.
It's a chilling reminder that technology doesn't negate our baser instincts.
Definitely.
But thankfully, our heroes aren't about to become pawns in this galactic game.
No!
They hatch a desperate plan.
Yeah.
A chaotic raid on the aliens' armory.
Oh, wow.
Unleashing weapons they barely understand.
Yes.
Even tearing open a wormhole to escape.
Talk about a high-stakes gamble.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But I guess when the alternative is extinction, you just gotta roll the dice.
You gotta roll the dice, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Pyrrhic victory, though.
How so?
They escape.
Okay.
But at a terrible cost.
Oh.
And this is where the story takes a truly gut-wrenching turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's rough.
That usually means things are about to get really interesting or really bad.
Or both.
Or both.
In their frantic escape, they accidentally trigger Earth's planetary defenses.
Oh, no.
Making their home planet appear hostile.
You've got to be kidding me.
To the alien empire.
They fought tooth and nail for their freedom.
I know.
And now they've inadvertently painted a target on their own planet. Talk about bad timing.
Oh, it's a cruel twist of fate.
It is.
And now Earth is staring down the barrel of alien weaponry.
Oh, gosh.
And the very people who fought to protect humanity are branded as the enemy.
This is where that whole question of agency gets really murky, isn't it? Did they ever truly have control?
Yeah.
Or were they, from the very beginning, playing a part in a script they didn't write?
It really makes you think.
And what does it say about humanity's future if even our most desperate attempts at survival can backfire so catastrophically?
Yeah, it's a question we have to ask ourselves.
It is.
It really is.
It is. I mean, it's like they went from one cage to another, right?
Yeah.
Escaping the gladiatorial arena only to find themselves trapped in this, I don't know, a cosmic game of cat and mouse.
Right.
Their fight for survival has, well, it's become a fight for their very right to exist.
Yeah.
And the stakes, I mean, they couldn't be higher.
No, they couldn't.
This story, I mean, it really flips the script on the whole alien invasion trope, doesn't it?
It does. It's not your typical Independence Day scenario,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
It's more nuanced. It's more thought-provoking.
Different way.
It makes you question the choices we make when we're facing overwhelming power and, the potential consequences of our actions.
Right.
Even when, those actions are driven by desperation.
Because, I mean, let's be real. Those planetary defenses they accidentally triggered,
Yeah.
those weren't some, magical force field. It
Right.
was technology, probably AI-controlled, designed to protect Earth from threats.
Exactly.
And I don't know, that raises a whole other set of questions, doesn't it?
It does. We're so focused on developing AI to solve our problems, to protect us. But what happens when that protection turns against us?
Right. Exactly.
What happens when, our creations become our jailers?
Oh, gosh.
It's like it's like a digital panopticon on a planetary scale.
And this story, I think, really drives home the point that technology, no matter how advanced, is just a tool, right?
Right.
It can be used for good or for evil, for liberation or for control.
Exactly.
It all depends on, who's wielding it and what their intentions are.
And in this case, the humans, even with their best intentions, ended up becoming the very threat they were trying to escape.
It's tragic, really.
It is. It really is.
But I also think it's a cautionary tale. It reminds us, that we need to be incredibly careful about the technologies we develop and the power that we entrust to them, right? We need to think not just about the intended consequences, but also about the unintended ones.
And the potential for those unintended consequences to spiral out of control.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like they did in the story.
Right.
I mean, they unleashed weapons they barely understood, tore open a wormhole. They were playing with forces they couldn't possibly control.
It's like, opening Pandora's box, right?
Yeah.
You can't always predict what'll come out. And sometimes what you unleash, it can't be put back in.
It can't. And that's the scary part.
It is.
But even with all that, the story doesn't paint humans as, inherently reckless or foolish.
Right.
It shows their ingenuity, their adaptability, their willingness to fight for what they believe in.
And I think that's the complexity that I find so compelling. It's not, it's not black and white, good versus evil.
No.
It's about shades of gray.
Right.
About the messy reality of human choices and the unintended consequences that can, ripple outward, sometimes with devastating effects.
And it highlights the importance of ethical considerations in technological development.
Oh, absolutely.
We can't just blindly pursue progress without thinking about the potential risks,
right?
About the safeguards we need to put in place to prevent these kinds of catastrophic outcomes.
Because, if the story teaches us anything, it's that the line between utopia and dystopia can be razor thin.
I mean, it really makes you wonder, right? Like, as we race towards this future filled with all these incredible technological advancements, are we setting ourselves up for a similar fate? Are we so focused on progress that we're overlooking the potential dangers lurking around the corner?
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid concern. And honestly, I think that's what makes these stories so compelling, They hold up a mirror to our own anxieties, our own hopes and fears about the future, right?
Right.
They force us to confront those uncomfortable questions that, I don't know, that we might otherwise shy away from.
Yeah, because it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
To buy into the hype without, fully grasping the implications.
Right.
But this story, it reminds us that those implications can be far-reaching, even catastrophic.
And that's where the real deep dive happens, isn't it? I mean, it's not just about enjoying a good story, right?
Right.
It's about using those stories as a springboard for critical thinking, for asking ourselves, okay, if this fictional scenario came true, how would we navigate it? What ethical lines would we be willing to cross, and what can we do right now to prevent those worst case scenarios from becoming our reality?
Yeah, because let's face it, the technology in this story, while fictional, it isn't that far-fetched.
No, not all.
We're already seeing rapid advancements in AI, in bioengineering, in space exploration. I mean, the building blocks are already there.
Exactly, and that's why it's so crucial to have these conversations now before we reach, I don't know, a point of no return.
Yeah.
We need to talk about responsible innovation, about ethical frameworks for emerging technologies,
Right.
about the potential consequences of our actions, both as individuals and as a society.
Because ultimately, it's not about demonizing technology.
No, definitely not.
It's about understanding its power, its potential for both good and bad, and using that understanding to shape a future that benefits all of humanity.
And that future, it isn't predetermined, right?
Yeah.
It's something we create collectively through the choices we make, the conversations we have, and the actions we take.
So as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into the Bloodstars arena and the chilling consequences of a desperate escape, I think the biggest takeaway for our listeners is this. Don't be afraid to question the narrative.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to technology.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo, to push for ethical considerations, and to demand transparency.
Because, our future depends on it.
That's a powerful note to end on, I think.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this thought-provoking journey, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
And remember, if this story sparked your curiosity about the ethical dilemmas of the future, we have a whole library of episodes exploring similar themes.
We dive into everything from the potential of artificial intelligence to the implications of augmented reality.
Right.
And we would love for you to join us.
So be sure to subscribe to True Tomorrows and join us next time for another captivating tale from the world of tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep imagining the possibilities.